everyone. Welcome back to English class. This is our second meeting, and I'm gonna discuss with you. I'm gonna explain about subject, verb, and objects. So let's check it out. So, what is subject? Wait a second. I'm closing the material here. So, as you know, yeah, this is the same with in Indonesian language or in Bahasa. So, subject is a very basic level. When you were writing a sentence, you will have subject and also a predicate or a verb. So, in this PowerPoint, I write on the most basic level. A sentence contains two parts, a subject and a predicate, or in this case verb or be. The subject includes the noun that is performing the action described in the predicate. For example, Janet washed the car. Janet in this case is a subject, yeah, the person who is doing an action, and wash is the action performed by Janet. And also, Chris worked from sunrise to sunset. In this case, Chris become a subject and verb become the action performed by Chris. So this is the very simple example of how you can use subject in your sentence whenever you write a paragraph or you write a story. So in the next PowerPoint, I'm going to explain about how you can have a correct grammatical structure whenever you combine your subject with the verb. And there is a concept called subject-verb agreement. Whenever you write a sentence, or you're gonna have like a very coherent and cohesive sentence or a paragraph, how you're gonna do it. So please pay attention to the material that I explained. So in order to make a correct sentence, yeah, of course with a correct grammatical structure, we need to use the concept of subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement is the relationship between subject and a verb. This relationship is in the number of subject, whether the subject is singular or plural, and its form of verb. So whenever the subject singular, we need to put s in our verb. Whenever the subject is plural, we don't need to put s in the verb. So look at the example to make it all clear. The first one is she orders books from online shop. As you know, she is singular, so we need s in the verb. So orders books from online shop. And also the second example, they, as we know, yeah, they is a plural subject, so we don't need to put any s, yeah, in the verb. So they know a lot of information about the new launch product. So actually there are three kinds of subject. The first one is one word subject, yeah. They know a lot of information about the new product. They is a subject and know is a verb, and they meet directly, yeah. So subject meets the verb directly. It's called one word subject. He has to move before his contract expires. So he directly meets the verb has. So in this case, as its name, yeah, the subject is only contains of one word only. And then the second is subject with preposition, a little bit longer than one word subject. So it contains a subject, preposition, and verb. So look at the example here. The little girl with toys around her looks very happy. So what I bold in the sentence is all the subjects. So the subject is longer than one word subject, of course. The little girl with toys around her is singular, so we need to put as in the verb. So look very happy. And how about the second example? Two of the applicants, because this is very clear actually. So two is of course plural, and applicants we can see here there is as, so it means that it is plural. So seem doesn't need to put as, or doesn't need to add as in the same word. Yeah. So two of the applicants seem to fulfill all requirements. Next is subject with appositive. Yeah. Or the easy explanation about what is appositive is appositive is a phrase or clause that is used to explain more about what is in front, or what the subject is. So let's look at the example. William Blake. Yeah, this is of course a name of a person, and there is comma, and then this is what is appositive is. So something between the two commas. This is appositive. So appositive here, as you can see, one of the great poets aimed to explain about William Blake. So William Blake, one of the great poets, is one of my favorite artists. And then Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the bestseller book written by J.K. Rowling, was my book collection when I was in senior high school. Actually, appositive can be can be deleted, or can be denied, because in of especially in the context of subject verb agreement, actually, yeah, you need to pay attention to only the very first word, or very first phrase, or very first clause. But in the second example, you can see that this appositive helps us to know that Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is not two subjects, but this is a title of a book. So this is actually the aim of why we use appositive. And then the verb before subject. So subjects, whenever you write a sentence, you can use a verb that show an action, or be as nominal sentence. So in this case, I think you were already familiar with, I'm sure, I am, you, they, we, using are, and he, she, it using is. And the use of appropriate verb for the subject, including the use of has and have. Yeah. So these are the summary of the concept I already told you before. So I, you, they, we here use base verb, yeah, without s, and use have whenever you need to use have. And then he, she, it here using verb with additional s, and also has if you need to use has, yeah. And then what is verbs actually? Verbs are the action words in a sentence that describe what the subject is doing. Along with nouns, verbs are the main part of a sentence or phrase telling a story about what is taking place or what the subject is doing. But there are also non-action verbs, yeah, those that describe a state of being, emotion, possession, sense, or opinion. Other non-action verbs also include love, agree, feel, am, and have. And there are two types of verbs. Transitive, that means that the verb needs an object, and intransitive means that the verb doesn't need any object. The example, you can read it by yourself in the PowerPoint. And also these are the summary of transitive verbs. There were ask, bring, buy, clean, explain, hit, kick, learn, paint, sell, touch, want, write. And these are the example of intransitive verbs. Yeah. So actually, the easy way to on how you can recognize a verb uh, by paying attention to the location compared to the subject. Verb almost always come after a noun or a pronoun as the subject. So these noun and pronouns are referred to as the subject, as I said before. And these are the examples to make you a better understanding about how to recognize a verb. So the last point, or the last material that I'm going to share to you today is about object. An object is a noun or pronoun that is governed by a verb or a preposition. There are three kinds of object. The first one is direct object. Example, I know him. After the verb, the object is directly after the verb. And then there is also indirect object. Give her the prize. Yeah, this is the example of indirect object. And also object of a preposition, sit with them. So for today, I want you to write a short note in the discussion forum about what you have learned today. I want to check your understanding as well. So please write what you understand about this material and what you don't understand about subject verb object. I'm gonna try to reply it one by one in your discussion forum. You can also talk about the 5 videos I shared in the Ilmu platform. So I shared some URLs. You can see that's a YouTube videos. Don't forget to mention your name and student ID because I have a lot of students from many different classes. So please don't forget to mention your name and student ID. So these are the examples. For example, hi everyone, my name is Clara, student ID 12345. Today I learned about subject, verb, and object. These topics are all familiar and I have been learning this from very young age. But subject verb agreement is new for me, for example. At first, I cannot understand about this subject verb agreement, but after watching the 6 videos, for example, I can understand it better. And also, I found that this is very important for me whenever I write an essay or whenever I talk to people in English. So these are the example. You can always explore. You can always improve what you're gonna write in your discussion forum. So please make use the discussion forum, and please give it. It's always great idea to give feedback to your friends, and also the discussion forum is there for you to show uh, what your friend is doing as well, so you have many references. And so yes, these are all our material today. Thank you and see you in the next material.